Some of you guys are still on the sideline deciding whether it's a good time to invest in stocks or not. I believe it is. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 major industries that I think are hot right now and that you should be investing in, or at minimum, have them on your watch list. So stay tuned. Okay, so the first industry that I think you should be investing in, or at minimum have on your watch list, are the travel industry. If you watch my other video, How to Invest for Beginners, Part 1 and Part 2, I talk about how the travel industry right now is struggling. This means that a lot of the stocks have fallen to a low point, but will improve when this coronavirus pandemic is over. And so if you know anything about investing, you buy low, sell high. If right now the travel industry is not doing so well, buy at those low amounts so that you can ride the wave all the way to the top when this pandemic is over. People are going to be itching to travel. People are going to be itching to get on a plane somewhere. And so buying stocks in those particular industries is a good idea. So I mentioned before, Carnival Cruise Line, Delta Airlines, American Airlines, some of the other airlines, Southwest Airlines, just any kind of travel related industries are going to be building back up as the coronavirus pandemic comes to a close. And so I would suggest investing in some of these stocks. And I would always diversify. So not buy a whole bunch of one stock and wait to see how that does. Kind of spread it over different kind of stocks, and you can gauge kind of how they're doing. So travel industry is one industry that I think is going to be doing well in the future. But right now, it's kind of at a low point. So you want to buy right now to ride the wave up. Okay, so the second tip I have for industries that you should be watching are the pharmaceutical industries. Right now, we're going through this coronavirus pandemic, and they're doing some trials to figure out which vaccine will help the coronavirus patients. And so those pharmaceutical companies that are at the forefront are making progress in finding a vaccine. You want to invest in those particular companies. This is going to be a hot thing. Right now, they may have low prices. I know recently Vaxart, I think the ticker for that one is VXRT, has done really well. It's kind of doubled its numbers within the last couple of weeks. There are other ones I'll put on the screen so that you can see, but pay attention to those pharmaceutical companies who are saying, hey, they're jumping in the circle and deciding, hey, I want to do some vaccines for this coronavirus, and we're doing kind of well. Pay attention to it. Because more than likely, if you see it on the news, it's kind of too late. They've already done so well. You still might be able to get a good deal, but you want to kind of pay attention now before it hits the news. Because when it hits the news, they've already done so well and people have already bought in. So you're going to probably have to buy it at a higher price. So do your own research, but check out some of the pharmaceutical companies that are actually doing some research right now on the coronavirus vaccines. Okay, so before I jump into the third industry you should be checking out, I want to remind you to do your own research or any stock recommendations. Check out multiple sources, do your own research with the companies in particular. I would personally also join some Facebook or stock investing groups where people talk about things and they can share resources. I'm particularly joined in one on Facebook called Stocks and Stilettos, and it's a women's investing group. But there are plenty of other investing groups that you can join where you guys can pool your resources, your knowledge, and figure out what are the hot stocks right now so that you can buy early and get in on a good deal. I also subscribe to the Motley Fool, which is a stock investing advising site, and they basically send me emails every week that gives me an idea of what's going on in the stock market as well. So comment below. Let me know if there any other resources that you actually are interested in or that you are active in right now that can help some other people who are looking to find resources. Okay, so the third industry that you should be paying attention to for stocks is the tech industry, technology. And so technology finds ways to improve how you're doing things, and it's very innovative. And so any kind of industry that offers technology, how to improve what you're already doing, is a good industry to invest in. I know in particular they have an IPO, which is an initial public offering. If you don't know what that means, check out my other video about how to invest for beginners. But basically it's when a stock hits the market for the first time. The company becomes public, and they have an IPO for a new company called Jamf. Was maybe not new to the industry, but new to the stock market. And it's called Jamf, Jamf. And they are a software management company for Apple. So in my opinion, any company that does software management for a company that's already doing well, i.e. Apple, is probably a good stock to invest in. And usually if you buy at an IPO, you can get a low price, and IPOs are very volatile. They can shoot up the next day, or it might take a week or two. It depends. But I foresee this particular IPO in this tech industry being a good one to invest in. So pay attention to tech stocks in particular. I gave you an IPO that you may want to pay attention to. I believe the IPO is offered on July 24th or 23rd. Another company that you should be paying attention to is Tesla. Now, Tesla offers electric cars, and they basically are run on technology. And they've been doing numbers as far as improving how they offer their services. They actually are moving from California to Texas to kind of better their bottom line. And I see them doing better long term. They're finding ways to do better for the environment and for technology. And so check out what Tesla is. If you have the money to invest in it at this particular price, I see them doing well long term as well. Okay, this is going to be a bonus for everybody that watched to the end. I'm going to give you another tip about what you should be investing in right now in the stock market. And that's going to be ETFs, exchange traded funds. And so I talk about diversifying your portfolio all the time, and investing in ETFs is a way to do that. What it basically is a compilation of different things, different stocks, different bonds within one particular fund. And just like you buy shares of a particular stock, you buy those shares of those ETFs. But basically it gives you a shot of investing in several different companies within the fund and basically having your exposure to multiple things in one time. So I would suggest, if you want to also diversify your portfolio, invest in ETFs in those travel industries, pharmaceutical industries, any other industries right now that are doing hot, and that way you can see your portfolio increase as well.